Greetings dear children. In this class, we are going to learn notice writing. Let's see the format. First, creative title. Creative title, when you write, you should follow the following points. That is, it should be in capital letter, it should not be more than 3 words, and it should be in English words. Why did I say only in English words? For example, the question is related to Environment Day celebration. You may write Swachh Bharat. Swachh Bharat Hindi words. You will not get 1 mark for that. For example, the title, creative title for debate competition, you can write as Wings to Words. If it is related to Environment Day celebration, you can mention Go Green, Time for Nature. If it is singing competition, you can write it as Symphonica. If it is a swimming, Splash and Dash. If it is one act play, Shooting Stars, and so on. It goes like that. Remember, it carries 1 mark. The title carries 1 mark. Remember to write it in capital letter. All the words in capital letter should not be more than 3 words and should be written only in English. And the second is event. Event, what the question is asked. You are asked to write a notice about inter-school quiz competition. So I have lifted the same from the question, inter-school quiz competition. If it is one act play, inter-school one act play. If it is a campaign, same, that can be lifted and written for the event. Remember, you are not supposed to lift the word for the title. From the question, you should not lift the word from the question and write it as creative, because it is not creative. Creative title means entirely different from the question. If you lift the word and write it as creative title, you will not get mark, minus half it will be. So the title should be entirely different. Remember the points when you write the title. The second is inter-school quiz competition, that is event. And the marks, 1 mark it carries, event. After event, you should mention the date. How to write the date? This is the exact format to be followed. First, you should mention day. Monday to Friday, any day you can mention. Not going to check exactly is the date and the day correct. You can mention from Monday to Friday. The second one is date of exam plus 15 days I have mentioned here for to make you clear this concept. The reason is, any notice you are writing, minimum 14 to 15 days in advance you are giving it to the students or to the school. So suppose today you are writing the exam, and which date to be mentioned is, you can add, today's date is 4th July. So 4 plus 15, that means 15 days extra. So it will come 19. So 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19. So day is, you can write Tuesday or Wednesday or Monday. Wednesday or Tuesday, any day you can mention. 19th July, month, J capital, 19th July, 2023. And you get half mark for this. After date, time. Time, when you write time, mention that dot, okay. After A dot, then M dot, 2, the preposition to should be mentioned. Then 11 a.m. A dot, M dot, that dot to be mentioned. If you do not mention, you will not get a half mark, which is allotted for time. So we are following the Indian 12 hours clock, 9 a.m. or to 11 a.m. either a.m. or p.m. You do not just touch this a.m. and p.m. together. The reason is, in between 12 also is there. You may mention 12 p.m. then it goes wrong. So 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. or you can mention 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Anyone you can follow, you get half mark. After that, venue. Venue means where the competition will be held. Here also you have to follow the format. First smaller venue, then you should write larger venue. And smaller venue is where the competition is held, that will be the auditorium or ground of the school, in the school premises. That auditorium, sometimes the competition will be held. If it is related to sports, annual day, Then this football competition or basketball, that will be ground. Then larger venue is the name of your school. If you change it, for example, you have written larger venue first the name of the school, then write the auditorium or the ground, you will not get 1 mark, you will get a half mark only. If you follow this format, smaller venue first, then larger venue, half plus half, you will get 1 mark for venue. After venue comes the target audience. To whom are you writing this notice? And those who are interested, whom they should register to. So these are the two criteria to be followed for that 1 mark, half mark each. So the classes to be mentioned there in the target audience, and to whom they are supposed, register names to whom. So and so, that is class teacher or office admin or school head girl. Register names to that person on or before 1 week in advance. So for example, 19th is the date we have mentioned. We can mention it as on or before 13th or 14th July. They should register the names. Half plus a half, you get 1 mark. When you write the title, you should not write the heading like this. Directly you can write the title. You should not mention event. You can mention the event directly. But these three criteria, that is date, time and venue, to be mentioned, then you can write directly. After the target audience, you don't write the heading. Directly you can write the content of this, content of the notice. Once you finish this, right hand side, you can just mention your name, your full name and designation. That is a school head girl or vice captain, sports club secretary or science club secretary, that designation to be mentioned. Let's look at an example. Here goes the question. Your school is hosting an inter-school quiz competition. Write a notice to be displayed in your school giving details for the event. Here I have written the answer to make you understand how to attempt this main in the exam. I have written here question 3, A main. Heading is Buzzer Masters. Just look at this. Buzzer Masters. 2 words only I have written. It is in English and in capital letters. After title, I have lifted this from the question in the school quiz competition. Then I have written date, time, venue. These headings are compulsory. You can write this. So date I have mentioned here, Wednesday. Why did I mention? As I told you that any day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, any day you can mention. But date, it is compulsory to be followed, that 2 weeks in advance you are informing the school, the students about the competition. So today 4th July plus 15 days I have added, I got it till 19th July, 2023. Then I have mentioned time 9 A.M.2. The preposition to is very important. From to, preposition is important. 11 A.M. A.M. Venue, Charlian Auditorium. If you are finding it difficult to write auditorium, hall also can be mentioned. That is a smaller venue. Then put comma. After that, name of your school you can mention. St. Charles High School, St. Anne's School, New Millennium Public School. Like that, name of your school can be mentioned. Here comes the content of the notice. All pupils from classes 5th to 10th. Here comes the first criteria in the content. I have mentioned this is the target audience are informed to take part in the inter-school quiz competition. First sentence, one criteria I have covered. In the second sentence, interested students can register their names to the class teacher. This is the second criteria. In the second sentence, I have covered the second criteria as well. Half plus half, 1 mark. On or before 13th July. This is to be mentioned, wherein marks is not allotted for this, but you are asked to mention when to be submitted, also to be written in the notice. On or before 13th July, 2023. Then your full name to be mentioned, Riya Sharma. Then designation, head girl or sports club secretary, depends upon the question. You can just mention here your designation. You can assume and write. So let's see that this question, 5 marks question it is. Title 1 mark, inter-school quiz competition event 1 mark, date half mark, time half, venue half plus a half, So here 1, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. Now this is 4.5 and the last one register names 5. Total 5 marks. If you follow the same format, just consider this as your booklet for your board exam or your exam sheet. That's the reason I have written in a sheet of paper. So you can write it in the middle here. See, not near the margin. I haven't written near the margin. It did not go at the end as well. So you can write it the same way you can write it. You will get 5 marks. Thank you, children.